Luke chapter 17 verses 1 to 6. If your brother wrongs you 7 times in one day, and returns to you 7 times saying, I am sorry, you should forgive him. Things that cause sin will inevitably occur, but woe to the one through whom they occur. It would be better for him if a millstone were put around his neck, and he be thrown into the sea, than for him to cause one of these little ones to sin. Be on your guard. If your brother sins, rebuke him. And if he repents, forgive him. And if he wrongs you 7 times in one day and returns to you 7 times saying, I am sorry, you should forgive him. And the apostles said to the Lord, Increase our faith. The Lord replied, If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you would say to this mulberry tree, Be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it would obey you. In today's reading from Luke we find 3 messages addressed in just 6 verses. Leading others astray. Forgiving offenses. The power of faith. Jesus is addressing his disciples, the apostles, and you and I. Verse 1, he said to his disciples, Things that cause sin will inevitably occur, but woe to the person through whom they occur. Temptations are sure to come into our lives, but that does not give us the excuse to lead others into the sin. An example would be gossiping. You have been told some shameful information about a person you work with. If you tell another, you have sinned by scandal, which is a violation of the 5th commandment. You have also opened the door for the person to whom you told the scandalous information, to join you in your sin if they tell others what you have told them. In verses 3 to 4 Jesus addresses forgiveness. Every sin is to be condemned. Every sin can be forgiven through a sacramental confession. Sometimes it is very difficult to forgive someone. An American politician once said, if you want to win an election, smear your opponent even with a lie. People will remember the smear and forget the exoneration. The smear will follow them to the grave. How then do you defend yourself? Saint John Chrysostom speaks to this issue. Grudges should never be harbored, for God does not reject and repudiate as man often does, by constantly recalling the offenses committed against him, hardening his heart and stoking the fire of anger in his soul. Jesus now speaks about the power of faith by repeating what he said in Matthew 17:20. He said to them, Because of your little faith. Amen, I say to you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, Move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Whether a mountain, or in this case a seed, they are being used as metaphors, which were used in Jewish literature of the time. It is important to remember that God can do anything if it is part of His timing and plan, so one needs to keep praying without ceasing.